You absolutely do not need a virtual assistant. Let me explain. If you enjoy running around like a chicken with its head cut off, never really finishing anything, and when you do finish something, you're mediocre at best and most things left undone in your life and in your business, time feels like your biggest enemy because you just simply don't have enough of it, then you are a bottleneck in your own life and business. And over the last 17 years, I've helped tens of thousands of entrepreneurs just like you solve that bottleneck. Let me explain. The most powerful people in the world have three things in common. Number one, they are ultra focused. Whatever their vision is, whatever the thing is, they are driving towards it. Number two, they are world class at their thing, meaning they stack them up against everybody else in their field. They are the best. And number three, they have time freedom, meaning they have the time luxury to decompress, to work out, to do the healthy eating, to be in real relationships, so they can have joy in their life and they can focus on those other two things. The most important thing out of those three is just simply time. Time is the only thing that you cannot buy more of. So you can develop more focus, you can actually create more skill in your life, you can actually, through discipline, get anything you want with the first two. But time, it's the only resource that isn't infinite. You only have a certain amount of it, and that is the whole point of hiring leverage in your life. Virtual assistants will give you time back in your world so that you can develop focus and you can develop world-class skills so you can grow and scale your business. I know because I've done it. Over the last 17 years, all I've done is focus on the one thing, which is serving our clients at the highest level possible so that they can win in business, and that's what I want for you. Most businesses have revenue recognition. Most businesses have service, like the customer calls and there's a service thing. Most businesses have operations. So you have paying of the bills, insurance, project management, keeping an office straight, making sure everybody has a computer, the IT, all the HR stuff. All of those things can be put into a system and a process, meaning it's repetitive. You add another employee, you need another computer. You add another employee, you got to add them to the payroll. You need another employee, they need licenses for all of the different softwares that you use. These are systematic things that can be documented inside of a checklist or a process. Most business owners don't take the time to actually document those things and then delegate them. A virtual assistant can help you do this. In fact, I have a good friend. He's an investment advisor and he's building $1 billion business. He wants to build this huge company. And he hired his first virtual assistant. And he was telling me just the other day on a phone call that his virtual assistant used Google Forms to create a form to onboard all their new customers. So now there's a centralized database location when a new customer is coming that they can collect all the information. That one simple process means he never again in his life has to ask the customer for the information. There's a form, there's now a process. And his virtual assistant actually did that work for him. And I think this is a big deal because most entrepreneurs don't take the time to slow down because they don't like that kind of work. We don't like filling out a form. We don't like putting a process together, recording a video. Nobody really wants to do the administrative side of their business, including the CEO. And so what happens is you get deflected from your focus because you're not actually doing the things that your business needs to be systematic and inside of a system and a process. So a virtual assistant can handle all of that stuff inside your business so that you can be ultra focused and do the things that have the highest dollar productive activities inside your business, which you get that time back for the rest of your career. I like to call that compound leverage, where it's kind of like compound interest. Once you put it into a system and a process, you train it, you give it away to somebody else, you get that hour or 2 hours a day back for the rest of your career. And as long as you focus on driving revenue and creating transformation in your business, then that money is well spent, meaning you are actually going to grow and scale. That's the definition of growth and scale. You give away the work that anybody can do so you can focus on the work that only you can do. As a CEO, one of the hardest things that you have to do is teach your organization how to sell like you do, service like you do, and run the operations in a way that is a direct reflection of where you want to go as a business owner. Meaning you have to share with them their vision, what you would like to have happen, and then get them to do all that work. In this example, my favorite explanation for that is your business has to be world-class at something. meaning you have to build skills to be world-class in order to deliver on the vision. And as a CEO, how a virtual assistant can help with that is a measurement and audit system. I'll give you some examples in this video that is very, very clear that you could actually R&D and use in your own business. R&D is rip off and redistribute. It's this concept that as an entrepreneur, when you see somebody else doing something really well and you ask them for their, how do you do it? What's your system and process? What are your learnings from it? You can then take what they've learned and implement it inside of your own business. I call it R&D, rip off and redistribute inside your own business. But every time we have a sales call, each week, every single salesperson actually has their calls audited twice. Same thing with our customer service team. Their calls are audited twice. Same thing with our placements. Same thing with our talent company or the talent hunting people. Everybody who is on a call with anyone who's a customer, whether it's an existing customer, a prospective customer, or somebody that we're trying to recruit into the business, those people are talking to folks in the community and we're trying to pull them into our world. Well, the way you build world-class skills for an organization is you create an audit system where somebody else, some third party, is actually reviewing what the salesperson is doing, reviewing what your customer service people are doing, and scoring them. Number one, are they following the system and process that we have in place? Did they fill out Salesforce? Did they fill out your customer service platform? Did they fill out the recruitment platform the correct way and know all the information that we required in? That's number one. Number two, did they solve the customer's issue? Did they sell the lead, the prospective client? Did they answer all their questions correctly? Did they have a good experience with us? Does it feel right? So you're auditing to say, did they do the right things and did it feel right for the person on the other line? That's a really big deal. Number three is, did they follow the company process? Meaning there's always a process for everything. If somebody calls in and they're an unhappy customer, you need to have empathy for them. You need to say, I am so sorry, this is not the experience we want for you. In our audits, we're actually recording and saying, did they say, I am so sorry, this is not the experience we want for you? That's a really big deal. And so in order to build skills as an organization, you have to have an audit or an outside checker. A couple upgrades for you on this. Number one, we never have them in the same org. So if the sales manager is actually coaching a salesperson, the person who's doing the audit doesn't report to the sales manager. So it's a third party independent person. And what happens is we start measuring things like, hey, how many hours on calls with our customers do you have? How many actual conversations did you have outside of appointments that are being set and held for you as a salesperson? What's your close ratio? What's your audit score? How often are you actually dialing? Are you sending emails and text messages? Like, we're measuring, so the virtual assistant for us measures all aspects of our production, meaning, are they doing the right things? Are they doing it often enough? And are they hitting the client's outcomes? That measurement allows our team members to know how they're scoring their own performance against their goals and also against their peers, which allows them to self-reflect and actually consider whether or not they're winning in their role or not winning in their role. So our virtual assistants are not only collecting that data and doing the audits and actually scoring activity and system and process stuff, but they're actually showing up inside of the meetings to provide that feedback for our individual sales team, which is a huge deal if you're trying to build world-class skills as a CEO for your organization. The best CEOs are cultivating their time as if it's the biggest resource that they have, meaning they're protecting their calendar. They know that they're only taking meetings that are really in their 1 or 2, 3 areas of focus and actually important to the business. Like, they have multiple gatekeepers, meaning nobody can get to them unless it's really important and then it's going to transform the business. And I think this is the differentiator for great leadership and okay leadership, is this concept of understanding how valuable your time is, and it's your number one resource. You can't get more of it. Once it's gone, it's gone. And it's also the one thing that you have complete control on. You are in charge of your schedule. Nobody else is dictating to you what to do, especially as the CEO, leader, the C-level person. You have complete autonomy in this space. And most leaders don't understand that. They feel diluted, deflected. Their time isn't their biggest resource, but their biggest limitation. Like I didn't have time for that, or I'm not, and we all know somebody who's like, oh, I got all the time in the world. What would you like? How can I help you? Or like, what's going on in your world? Number one, if you're in that space of how can a virtual assistant help me, first thing you would do is just a time and task study where you go through your entire day. We call it the sticky challenge, and you figure out, hey, what am I actually doing? We just have this video, I'm gonna point over here. It's called the 7 Jobs of a CEO. And it clearly articulates the only things that you should be working on as a CEO, from the lowest rung to the highest rung. These are your areas of focus. And so step 1 is just simply do a time and task analysis. We call it the sticky challenge. It's where you follow yourself around all day long and you say, am I doing the right things? What am I doing? How long did it take? Who was I meeting with? And what department or what areas of focus is that particular task attached to? Once you have that time and task study, you can do it for a couple weeks. Then you sit down and you say, okay, what are the things that I should give away? What are the things that I only can do? That's the question to ask. What are the things that I just did over the last 2 weeks that only I can do? Can I have somebody else do this? Nobody else can talk to you like I can about virtual assistants because I've hired 9,000 of them. I've spent 17 years of my life dedicated to helping customers like you grow and scale their business by using virtual assistants. Guess what? There isn't somebody else on this planet who's done this more. And so this is an area that is my one focus, is like helping our customers understand the value of virtual assistants, because nobody else in my company has this much experience. Only I can have this conversation with you. And so that's the question you have to ask yourself, is like, is this task something that only I can do? And if not, delegate it. Put it in a system and process, get some training around it, and give it away. After you do that, then it's like, okay, who do I need to win? Who on my team are all these tasks that I shouldn't be doing required? Is it a salesperson? Is it a customer service? Is it an accounting person? I have a CEO who owns 7 different businesses. I asked him what he was doing with his time. And he was like, well, I'm doing the accounting for this company. I'm doing the bookkeeping for this account, this and this and this. And I'm like, how much of your time are you spending on accounting? And he's like, I don't know, probably 20 hours a week. And it blew my mind because he runs a multi-million-dollar business. And so the very first thing, do a time and task analysis, realize how valuable your time is and that you have 100% control. Number 2, organize those tasks and figure out, who do I need so I can give away this stuff and never get it again? Because what you want is the compound leverage. You want to give the task away, get that 2 hours of your life back so that you can focus on the most valuable things inside your business. And this one bit of advice is what will transform your business, allow you to double, give you the time that you need in order to get the skills, understand the market, win in your industry in a way that you've never done before. Virtual assistants have helped transform my business world, allowing me focus, allowing me to build world-class skills for myself and my organization, as well as creating time freedom in my day so that I can win in life and in business. I'd invite you in to have a free consultation with our sales team. And the reason I want you to come in is it's a no-risk obligation where we will explore whether or not a virtual assistant can help solve some of your challenges so that you can focus, build skills, and get some time freedom back for yourself, your family, and your business.